Hello everyone, this is going to be a full day wear test with application and review for Maybelline's new The Green Edition makeup items. Now there is the line of lip balms or lip products. I will do a separate video for that. They don't seem to be widely available yet, so I haven't been able to get my hands on them, but that is coming up, so stay tuned. In this video, I will apply for you and wear all day the foundation and the new mascara, and we'll check in throughout the day if necessary, but also at the end of the day to give you my final thoughts on how it wore throughout the day. So if this review and this line is of interest to you, stay tuned. Thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. You can also follow Allura Beauty's account on Instagram. And of course, if you missed the latest video, I think that was an empties video, go ahead and check that out. There are speed reviews for tons of items that I would repurchase and many things that I wouldn't, and the reasons why. So these items should eventually be more widely available at your local drugstore. Right now online to purchase, the places really are only Target, Walmart, and Ulta. Ulta's almost always the most expensive place, retailing around $12 for the foundation and more like $9 at Target and Walmart. Oh, and actually now that I look at it, same for the mascara. It's interesting for a foundation mascara to be priced the same, but this also retailing for almost $12 at Ulta, and then more like $9 at Target and Walmart. I always, in the description box, please check that out, link the most affordable place to find these items, and if I can give you any coupons or discounts, I also include those too. Why is it called the Green Edition? Well, Maybelline says they're taking a holistic perspective on consumer choices. It's built on 4 pillars, 1 formulas that contain a minimum of 70% natural origin ingredients, which they consider as unchanged from the natural state or has undergone processing yet still remains greater than 50% of its molecular structure from the original natural source. 2, that the formulas are vegan, meaning no animal-derived ingredients. 3, the ingredients are clean, meaning they don't contain certain ingredients that some consumers are trying to avoid. That includes no parabens, no mineral oils. And 4, that the packaging includes a mix of new and recycled materials. So commendable goals to have. I think things like saying it's clean or doesn't have parabens, there are different opinions on whether that's actually safer or better for people or the environment. I'll leave that up to you to research at this point. Of course, in order to test whether the products live up to their claims, we've got to know what those claims are. So let's start with the foundation here. So it comes in an actual glass, what is this called? Frosted glass bottle, which is pretty unique, I think, for drugstore foundations. You usually see that in higher end foundations, but that's what the bottle looks like. It is a dropper type of dispenser, and the amount of product you get is 0.6 fluid ounces or 20 milliliters. So the full name of this is the Green Edition Super Drop Tinted Oil. It says it has adjustable coverage on it, and it seems to come in, let's see, 8 shades, 6, 7, 8 different shades. Not the widest shade range. I don't see a super deep shade in there either. So again, even with it being maybe more sheer coverage, I don't know, it says adjustable coverage. We would like to see more inclusive shade ranges. So specifically for the foundation, Maybelline says that this delivers an amazingly fresh look with natural coverage in 1 super drop. I don't know what that means. I'm just going to use how much ever foundation I need to cover my face. And the formula has jojoba and marula oil. Oh, and specific to the foundation, it says that it is 84% natural origin ingredients. I find that a little interesting. Their claims are very minimal, not a whole paragraph of all these different things that the formula is supposed to do, which I kind of find refreshing and I like. Let's take a look at the ingredients. So the predominant makeup of the formula is these different oils, including, like they mentioned, the jojoba seed oil. You have some silica in there, helps that slip and smoothness. Talc, which hopefully gives you a little bit of mattifying effect too, along with kaolin. And honestly, also very short, it's pretty simple ingredients list. I don't see anything problematic in the ingredients list in terms of drying agents or irritating agents. Oh, here's something more specific. They say 1 drop will give you sheer coverage, 3 drops will give you light coverage, and 5 drops will give you medium coverage. So that's a nice guide. Now, in terms of the mascara, again, the full name is the Green Edition Mega Mousse Mascara. And the mascara tube, this is very pretty green color there. and the amount of product is 0.3 fluid ounces or 9 milliliters of product. They say that the mascara gives you big, buildable volume that is lightweight and wears all day. It's formulated with shea butter. Again, pretty sweet, short description, which I like. This one is 99% natural origin ingredients. Does not contain any parabens, petrolatum, BHT, mineral oil, or silicones. Okay, so we have the claims for the products in mind. Let's go ahead, go back to a clean face and start applying. So I have a bare and clean face. I've applied my skincare and I've also applied sunscreen. My face may be already a little bit more shiny than it typically is because I did do a chemical peel last night, so just keep that in mind. The shade that I have here is 40, which I'm afraid might look a little dark on my skin right now. Maybe in the summer when I'm more tan, it'll be a shade match. Probably should have gone with one step lighter, but it says shake well before use. And it doesn't give any other instructions whether you prefer applying with your hands or a brush. See, that's pretty dark for my skin naturally, and I'm sorry, my hands and fingers are all, oh yeah, that's way too dark. Well, but once you rub it in, it's not too bad. My hands and my fingers are all cut up right now. Immediately, I'm feeling it pill up. Just underneath my fingers a little bit. I don't necessarily see it on the skin though. And this is so thin and serumy that I don't know that you would really apply it any other way than with your fingers. There's sort of one pass through there. Looks very skin-like, and I do get a little bit of coverage on this. So you can see it's a little dark, but nothing on the skin, one layer. I'm gonna go ahead and apply second layer, see if we can get this built up. Sorry if you can hear my chair squeaking. I really gotta get another chair. I've had this one for so long. It's my filming chair. Very slightly streaky. You kind of have to work it in, but super smooth feeling on the surface of the skin. Okay, 2 layers applied there. Looks like I have a nice bronzy tan and then nothing. Just to experiment, let's use a brush to apply on the other side. Oh, I got a section that's a lot more clumpy and not liquidy. I don't know if that's supposed to be. No, I don't think so. Maybe it was just in the dropper for a while and got dried out. Actually, with a brush, I feel like it's faster and I got better coverage right away. Apply a little bit more, just to try to keep it consistent with the other side. Okay, so there is the foundation applied. Very smooth feeling on the skin. You just gotta keep those streaks blended out. And you actually get decent coverage for how thin the texture of the foundation is. The model that has this shade applied that they use, the company use, does not have skin that it looks this bronzy, if I remember correctly. And normally I have NC 20 to 25 skin in MAC. A light skin tone with slightly yellow undertones. Okay, I'm going to go ahead, do the rest of my makeup, and I'll check back in. Okay, so that's most of the face done. Obviously, we're also going to apply and test out the mascara, but it is fairly smooth on the skin. I did set with a layer of completely colorless translucent powder, just to dye down that a little bit, but that doesn't have any sort of long-term mattifying effect, so we'll still see how shiny it gets throughout the day. All right, mascara time. That's what the packaging looks like. Let's open it up, see what the brush looks like. Nice big fluffy brush in kind of a teardrop shape. It's also kind of curved on one side too. So I'm gonna curl my one side. We can see the difference throughout the day. Hopefully it doesn't look too wacky between curled and non-curled. Interesting, for how big the brush is, I don't feel like it's depositing a huge amount of mascara right away. Okay, 1 coat, 2 coats. Let's go in with number 2. All right, getting more boldness now, more volume and length. 2 coats, 1 coat. Coat number 3. People ask me, do I wait till the prior coat is completely dry? No, I wait a little bit, and before it's completely dry, you apply the next coat. Otherwise, I find it gets clumpy a lot more easily and spidery. Wow, you're getting a lot of length out of that 3rd coat. I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side without curling. Okay, 1 coat there, 3 there. Okay, 2 versus 3. I actually don't know if I see a huge difference between the curled side and the non-curled side, but there's 3 applied to each side. There's the curled side. Here's the non-curled side. I thought for a second that I smelled something on the mascara, but it really smells like nothing. Oh, and if you want to know what's on my lips, it is one of the new Revlon Color Stay Matte Light Crayons. And I did a full swatch of all the shades and application for all the shades, so I will link that in the upper right hand corner if you want to go check them out. These are super easy to use and very comfortable to wear. All right, so here is the completed makeup look. Again, very skin-like and smooth, but while also giving you a good amount of coverage. I would say medium coverage if you build up enough of it. And then the mascara is lovely too. It gives you a little bit of volume, good amount of length. It's not too spidery or clumpy even after 3 coats. So let's see what this looks like in natural daylight, and we'll check back in. So here's the skin in natural light. You can see naturally oily and shiny, more than typical for other formula foundations that I wear, but very smooth and I think pretty natural looking. I will be wearing a mask intermittently throughout the day, so we'll also kind of see how well it adheres to the skin, but I'll check back in with you at the end of the day. All right, so it is at the end of the day in the evening. I'll start with the foundation. I haven't done anything to touch up, changed my eye makeup a little bit, but other than that, I haven't touched the foundation. And I went out, I went grocery shopping, I wore a mask. The foundation has held up very well in terms of staying power. I wasn't able to see much transfer on the inside of my mask even. So I was surprised by that, because the texture of the formula, you would think, you would guess that it would transfer, but minimal transferring. The one thing is the shininess. It's just, you can see, it's pretty darn shiny, especially in this area. Again, part of the slickness is because I did that chemical peel last night, but even aside from that, it's not going to have any sort of long-term mattifying effect. But otherwise, it's stayed smooth. The coverage looks even still. So if you want a more serumy texture, really thin, natural looking, but with coverage foundation, this is a great option. I feel like the drugstore has released a couple of these kinds of foundations that have been pretty good in the past few months. So this is another one to add to the list. The mascara held up decently well. There's definitely less of a curl even on the curled side of my lashes. So it's lost some of that oomph that you initially saw in application. There is also just a little bit of flaking, and there were a couple of flakes earlier in the day that I kind of brushed off. At first I wasn't sure if it was maybe my eyeliner, but no, it's the mascara that has some of these flakies. So I don't think the mascara is anything to write home about. And Maybelline itself, like the Sky High mascara, the Colossal mascara, I mean, Maybelline is the maker of the best mascaras at the drugstore, aside from maybe, some L'Oreal mascaras. But, so it's just, unless you really care about the green, quote unquote, nature of the formulation, I don't think it's one to grab, run out and grab at the drugstore. But is it a bad mascara? No. So those are my final thoughts. I think foundation over the mascara, especially since they're the same price, which still kind of confuses me, but those are my thoughts. Please let me know your experience in the comment section below or any questions you have. And of course, stay tuned for, I'm not sure when the lip products will be out. They're not out yet, at least not online. But once they are, I'll make sure to do swatches and lip swatches of all of those colors. So hopefully this was helpful to you in terms of a video to help you decide if you want to invest in either of these. As always, thank you so much for taking the time to watch, and I'll see you in the next video.